Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to my channel. Once again, live on Twitch is Bose 831 Gaming going live. And once again, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome one, welcome all. Once again, Bose 831 Gaming live on Twitch. We're playing Farming Simulator 22. And we're on the ELM Creek farm, and we're ready. Let's just hop right into it. We're picking up from where we left off on the last stream, more or less. As I indicated at the end of the last stream, there were some activities that I needed to wrap up, and I would handle those activities off camera. And just to kind of summarize a few of the things we've done, we've sold our digestate to the fertilizer production facility on fields 49 and 50. We've planted grass, and the grass we planted and rolled, and this grass is now growing. We've repaired the damage to our cornfield and replanted the corn, and the corn is growing, and everything's all good to go there. And we advanced to the next day. As you can see, we're on day 1 in May, and it's 9 a.m. in the morning. So we're going to go ahead and continue with our daily farm activities. Also off camera, I've already rode and cleaned my horses, so I don't need to do anything else as far as the horses are concerned, at least for day 1 in May. Now, why did I grab the tractor to do this? Oh, when I could have used the TLX. Alright, but either way, we'll go from here. We're going to grab our chicken feed first, and we're going to use the barley for the chicken feed. Really didn't need 5,000 liters. But I hope everyone, as you're tuning in and joining me tonight, has had a wonderful day. My day has been awesome as well. In spite of the different challenges that are presented throughout today, it's always sometimes just about what attitude you bring to the table to approach those challenges. And I try to be as positive as I can. Most of the time, I'm human, so I'm not always going to be positive, but I try to turn things around and put them in a positive place most of the time. Alright, but as we are here, I'm going to go ahead and park this tractor and trailer right now because I really didn't need to use this for the activities that I'm doing right now. And we should be sure to break the tractor out momentarily, but I don't need it at this point in time. So we're going to close that up. And as I did indicate in the previous stream, but I haven't been able to get to in some subsequent follow-up streams, we do want to turn this farm into more of a Kubota farm. We got that started when we got this big guy here, the M5, but we're going to also add some more Kubota branded equipment to this farm to get this whole Kubota thing going. But next up, we got the chickens taken care of and fed, so the next issue we need to address is our greenhouses. So we're going to grab some seed from our seed silo. And take that over to the greenhouses. And again, it's kind of guesswork with the greenhouses because you don't know exactly where the triggers are at, and the way that the triggers work for the trailers is not the same. For the dump trailers, is not the same as the way the water triggers work. So you just kind of have to play it by ear and trial and error. The water triggers will automatically dispense water when you drive into a trigger that has capacity, but the dump triggers don't work the same way for whatever reason. Maybe in future updates to the game you can see that same functionality implemented for your trailer triggers as well. And I'm sure PC players may have a mod that does that function already. So it may just be a limitation for us console guys. And again, for those that don't know or not aware and just tuning in, I play on the Xbox Series X. Alright, so let's take a peek and see how we're doing. Let's go down to, in our production menu, let's check out all the greenhouses, and we're looking for seeds, and just kind of scroll through and see if all the seeds are filled, or at least very close to being filled. Alright, looks like we did a good job there, and we actually hit them off today. Excuse me there. That doesn't often happen, so I'm very happy about that. So we can go ahead and drop the seeds off. We're done with them. And also, if this is your first time tuning in, some of you are probably looking like, wait a minute, I have greenhouses on my farm, and my greenhouses don't take seeds. The greenhouses that I have on this farm are the modded greenhouses that take additional inputs and in turn produce additional outputs. Additional inputs include manure, fertilizer, seeds, and in turn they produce additional output. At least a greater output, greater than the standard base game greenhouses. And our next stop is we're going to go over to our animal pens, and we're going to pick up a little bit of manure. Let's see. $1,630 liters there. How much do we have over here? Well, the pigs are really doing their thing as far as manure is concerned. And that's probably way too much. So we got 2,595 liters, which is going to be more than enough for what we need for the greenhouse. But any leftover manure that we have, we'll just dump that right into our mini VGA and turn that into digestible. So coming back through with the greenhouses, let's see if we can have the same luck with the manure that we had with the seeds. And my first pass, I'm trying to attempt to stop in front of every set of doors and hit the dump key control, and hopefully we hit all the triggers on our first pass through. And again, we just stop by every set of doors in front of each of the greenhouses. Two more to go. Alright, nothing changed there, so again, let's take a peek and see what we're looking at. And also, again, just to kind of expand on what I was saying earlier, if you're first tuning in, your first time seeing these greenhouses in effect, The greenhouses take additional inputs, and as you can see on the screen here from the production chains, they take seeds, solid fertilizer, or manure. But all of them take water and seeds, but you have the option of using, solid fertilizer or manure for the other additional input. And in turn, they produce additional output, at least greater output than the standard greenhouses, base gang greenhouses. So let's check all of these and see how we did on the manure. There's one there that's not quite full, but it's close enough that I'm not going to sweat that too much. All right, because that's 3053 versus 3149. That's not a big deal. All right, so I'm happy with what we have going there. So we can take the leftover manure back to our mini. Oops. Okay. Stunt driving in a full effect. Didn't mean to do that one. All right, we're taking this back to the mini VGA. And the one complaint I do have about the TLX 3500 at times, and this is just a general complaint for some of these vehicles, at least the two trucks from 82 Studios, is sometimes they seem to chip a little too easily, but that's also an issue not just with 82 Studios stuff, but with vehicles in the game in general. But here we are, we have the mini VGA, and we're going to jump this 1,829 liters of manure into the mini VGA. And then we'll take a peek into our production chain screen again, and this time we're going to go check in on the mini VGA and see what we have going there. And we can turn off slurry because we have no slurry to process right now, but we just added the 1,828 liters of manure, and we're going to go ahead and turn that on for now and let that process and create digestate, electric charge, and methane. And right now I have those all set to storing because I do also plan to in the not too distant future, maybe even tonight, we'll see how things go tonight, purchase some vehicles that use the methane and the electric charge. One other thing I forgot to mention that I did off camera is the liquid silo that I had in this location is I emptied all the contents of that silo, which was mostly digestate but also a little milk, and I took all the milk out of that silo and took it to my bakery and my dairy production chains, and I took the digestate to my fertilizer production chain. So, and then I did some landscaping in this area as best that I could do to kind of smooth this out a little bit better, because the silo being in this location was also had an impact on the landscaping in this area as well. So I was able to smooth this area out a little bit better when I removed the silo from over in its location in this area. But also one of the other factors that's affecting my ability to landscape in this area is I own land to a certain point in this area, and then you start getting into this area here that's private property that I do not own, and I don't have access to landscape in this area here that's adjacent to the pigsty. But anyways, moving right along, what we can also go ahead and do, just for general purpose, how much manure do we have in here? 20,000 liters. Let's just go ahead and grab all of the manure out of here and dump it into the mini BGA, just to give the mini BGA something to work with. And cows dropped anything in there, we'll go ahead and grab that as well. Awesome. Add this manure to the mini BGA as well. That's another 20,315 liters of manure. And just dump that in there. And now we have a total of 20,634 liters of manure that we're going to be processing into electric charge, methane, and digestate. And we're pretty much done with everything we need to do in this part of the farm for the moment. So let's go on to the next phase of our daily operations as far as our animals are concerned. And we're going to fire up our John Deere 6250R, which is probably going to be the tractor that I end up trading in and picking up a Kubota, but we'll get into that momentarily. Alright, so let's check on where we're at here with the cows and the pigs. So we want to go to animals, and with the pigs we could stand a little straw, a little pig food. So first let's grab our trailer with the pig food in it, which is we have here. And this is the Lizard Logistics TLX 2020 Tippet trailer that's part of the TLX 2020 package from 82 Studios. Alright, and we're going to dump that pig feed into the feed trigger for the pigs. Alright, we're getting through it, man. They're going to take the whole trailer just about. Save for 1,250 liters, that's pretty solid. They got through most of that. Alright, and we're kind of out of pig food, aren't we? So we're going to buy some pig food. And fill this trailer back up with pig food. And since the price that you pay for when you purchase this pig food from the silo is not the best price for pig food, I may also end up buying some pallets of pig food later that I can get at a cheaper price and bring them back to the farm and dump them into the silo, because I could do that at a cheaper rate. But right now money's not that tight, so it's not a big concern that I get the best price per se on pig food. And in my head canon, I'm just saying that I'm buying generic pig food versus premium pig food to justify the difference in the pricing. Alright, we could drop that trailer back off. And next up is we're going to get the straw blower and top off the straw for the pigs. If I can get my tractor in the right position to get the trailer. Okay. We just got to turn it around and get to the right point where we can get where the trigger is at. And once we hit the trigger, we should be able to blow our straw right there. Okay, and we get that message. That means the trigger is full to capacity, so we don't need to blow any more straw into the pigsty. Now, just for general information, even though I'm using the cow barn with the robot, and you have fill points for hay, straw, and silage here, this is for mixing of your TMR. You still also have to supply straw inside the barn for the cows for their bedding. In addition to supplying straw for the feed mix. So what we're doing now is we're going inside and supplying the straw for the bedding mix. There we go. Just had to get to the right spot for the trigger to pop. It seems like we're going through quite a few bales here. All right, that got it done. So the straw for the bedding for the cows and the pigs is in good shape. So we can park the straw blower. We no longer need it for right now. Yeah. And actually, as far as the TMR mix goes for the cows, we can go ahead and there's a couple of different ways I could do this. For right now, I'm just gonna show you one of the ways I can do it. And this way, I'm just gonna manually grab a silage bale. Get my bale spikes positioned properly here. Yeah, all right, get up in there. But of course, we too. All right. And if I could back up out of here straight without knocking the bale off. And I don't do this enough because I'm not one of those ultra realism players that likes to play with the in-cab view, but definitely I will go there sometimes, but it's just not the main way I like to play. because even though it does kind of add to the immersion and the quote realism, there's certain sensory things that you can't get when you're in the machine like this, like you would in real life. So it still kind of throws me off. So I just still find that I'm better able to control and do what I need to do from outside of the cab. But I will hop in from time to time just to give players that are into that a look at those views from time to time. Alright, so I can drop, if I can get it to cooperate, boys and girls. Well, actually, I think it's already taken, yeah. It's already taken the silage it needs from the bell. That's why it's saying it's down to 16% of its normal size. So, oops. But I could just leave it there and just let it dissolve on its own accord. But I was having problems getting it to fall off, and then I drive forward and slow down and it just flies right off. Gotta love it. It's mathematical. Alright, let's try this again, shall we? There we go. Oh, now it took the whole bell. Confucius say him confused. Alright, let's see what happened here. So we can do up to 100,000 liters of silage. So let's go grab another silage bale and see what it does. Just for amusement purposes. And y'all can watch me and my flawless bell spike work. And now getting it off the spikes is another thing altogether. Once you got it on there. Alright, so it took that one. So let's take a look at where we're at now. That's right. It actually takes 150,000 liters of silage. I forgot. The hay and the straw are 100,000. Or 100. Well, it's 120 or 150. I forget. One of the two. So we can drop another bale or two in there and just see what it does. Just give me an opportunity to practice my my bale spike handling skills. And eventually maybe I'll level up and get to doing 2 of them at a time successfully. Alright, let's take a look again. 105,953 liters. So let's grab a couple of more and see where we're at. Let's see if we can level up and do 2 at a time. And I've tried to do some off-screen landscaping and tested around deleting and removing some buildings and trying to smooth out this landscape, but I haven't been very successful with the in-game landscaping tools. I may, again, after this stream, try to see if we can get some of this stuff, because again, one of the things I don't like about the landscaping, especially when you paint the surface with a texture like this concrete texture, and the fact that we don't have grid lines or something so you can visually see the contours of the terrain. Sometimes it's kind of very difficult to see what's going on with the terrain visually, and you don't know until you're in a vehicle and you're riding along in the vehicle and hitting all these bumps that you can't really see. And a grid on when you're in the build menu or landscaping menu would definitely help with some of that. So that's one of my future wishes for Giants maybe adding to the game for future editions. All right, 113,000. So let's go grab a couple of more. And drop them in. All right, and that looks like we hit our max, because that, yep, 120,000. So as the level goes down, this one will slowly disappear as well, but we'll just leave that in there for now. And now let's take a look at the straw and the hay. Straw is at 60,000, hay is at 78,288. So let's go grab some hay and some straw bales. And since I've leveled up and can do 2 at a time, let's go for it again. And it looks like I've jinxed myself already. Come on. There we go. Awesome. And just got to go slow so that the contours of this farm or road that I'm driving on doesn't kick the wheels off from riding all those bumps too fast. All right, we'll drop these 2 off and see where that leaves us. And it ate both of them. So now we're at 87,372 liters for the hay. So we could stand to drop off 2 more. And again, it's not a requirement that I go ahead and top them off now, but I'd rather just go ahead and keep it topped off, and that's less work, bale work I have to do when I do come back in the field, add to the field this bunker back up to its capacity. So let's just drop 2 more hay bales in there and see what that puts us. And that's 1 and that's 2. And it took both of them. So now we're looking at 95,518. So we'll just throw 2 more in there, and that's going to finish. I'll top off the hay. And we'll be done with the hay, and then we can move on to the straw. And I'm still trying to see if I can keep my level up status and go for the 2. Alright. Come on, drop on in there. There we go. They didn't want to fall back down onto the spikes, but we got them. So 2 more bales. And it didn't eat both of them, so that's maxed out. See, hay's 100,000. You got 2 bales and they're ready to go. I don't know how much remains in each bale, but I could pick them up and see. But we'll just leave them in there for now because it doesn't matter. As it goes down, it'll pick those bales up as well. So now let's go grab some straw bales. And it's the same process with the straw. And we'll start with the 2 bales of straw. Drop them off. And it should take both of them. No worries. Boom, boom. And now your straw is up to 59,643. So we can go back and grab 2 more straw bales. Alright, we got 2 more. And of course I kick them off on that bump. And of course these uneven surfaces make the bale handling a little bit of a challenge, but we still have everything under control. Alright, we dropped those 2 in. It looks like it ate one of them. And looking at the straw, 59,643. I wonder why it's not doing anything with those 2 right now. It doesn't seem like it's taking them. Not quite sure why. Alright, that one's a little bit of a head scratcher for me. Ladies and gentlemen, but I'll leave them where they're at for the moment. I'm not quite sure why it's not taking those bales and consuming them right now, but we'll just leave it there for now. and I'm just gonna leave that process there for now. All right, like I was saying earlier, I was thinking about getting some more Kubota branded equipment on the farm. Let's take a look at the equipment I have right now. The medium tractors, I own a Massey Ferguson 7726S. It's valued at $107,239 right now. It's it's 19 months old. Has roughly about 26, almost 27 hours on it. Equipment starts to be maxing out on its value at 50 hours, and once you sell equipment older than 50 hours, you're never going to make any money on it. But you start to lose money on maintenance and all it on your maintenance on equipment over 50 hours. So it's best to go ahead and sell equipment that's older than 50 hours. Although you can still use it, but it becomes a law, like the law of diminishing returns, when as far as your maintenance costs are concerned on equipment greater than 50 hours. But you can still keep and maintain equipment, for greater than 50 hours. I've done so on the stream with the Massey Ferguson 7726S that I had prior to the purchase of this one. I was running that one for well over 50 hours, but it becomes one of those situations where just about every time you're using a tractor, you're paying more and more significant maintenance costs as the older the tractor gets. The more you're on the left side of, the right side of 50 hours, the greater those costs will be over time. All right, so looking at the McCormick, it's valued at $42,535, and it's right on that threshold that I was just talking about. It's almost about to hit 51 hours, and that's why the value has significantly dropped on this tractor as far as if I try to sell it back, because once you reach that point, you're kind of in that zone. And the same thing with the John Deere, even though it's getting close to 50, and you can see the value is already down to like 41,000. And the other thing I'm looking at is the horsepower on these tractors. All of my tractors are all medium tractors and have high horsepower. So I don't want to get anything on the farm that's too underpowered to do some of the things that I want to do on the farm. So in the John Deere is the tractor that I have that has the most horsepower. So do I want to sell that one? I think not, because there may be applications where I need those extra horses, but we also got to look at the age. And so it may be time to retrofit all of my older tractors. But it looks like, well, for general purpose, I want to start with the McCormick. So for now, we'll park the Deere, and we're going to come back to that one. Maybe I'll double up on the Kubotas. We'll see. Let's go to my McCormick. Okay, why? Can't get the gate to open. What's going on? Alright, get in the right position. Sometimes this stuff can be really finicky in the game. And I just realized I also left my weight for this tractor somewhere on the map, and I don't even recall where I left it at. Did I leave it at the shop or on the field? I'm trying to recount in my brain. Well, let's go to the map and see if I could find it. Alright, let's go to the map view. Alright. That. John Deere. Okay, Superliner. That's my TLX 3500. All right. All right. Why are you not taking me to? Let's do this view. That's the Q7M. What's this? Right here is the tanker. All right. What are these two things here? That's the trailers. Okay. All right. And what do we have over here? And what is that? That's the fertilizer spreader. SWT. Massey Ferguson. What is this guy? I can't see what that is right there. And what is this? These are the bag winch. All right. I'll tell you what, just to simplify it, because I don't even know. Owned items, weights, pack 1000, show on map. So if I go to the map, where are you? That's not helping. Great. All right. I'm trying to see. Where the weight is at. All right. Okay, I didn't leave it in this area. And going through this game menus is not helping. So I have no idea where I left the weight at, and I don't want to sell the weights from the. Well, let me do it this way, and then I know which one to sell. Because that's. Oh, here we go. It's showing. I didn't realize it worked that way. So that's that one. All right, so let's go back through it again. So we go to weights. We're looking for the 750 show on map. And there we go. So that's where I left it at over there, huh? We shall see. So I'm following the green light. And there it is. That's exactly where I left it at, probably when I was doing some of my off-camera work. Speaking of off-camera work and testing, you're probably noticing that this other little silo we have over here for this. Oh, this is the bulk silo. Okay, but this one is the one, right? Yeah, this is the little buy anything silo, also from 82 Studios. But it's, excuse me, multi-fruit buying station, but it's essentially a buy anything silo. We sell that for right now because that was just on the farm for some off-camera testing I was doing. And this is also going to bug me, the OCD side of me. So let me go ahead and plant some grass here in the background because I don't like looking at this bare grass stuff over in the background. So we're just going to go in here and paint some of this a little bit just so it looks a little better behind me. And these are just some remnants from when I was remodeling the farm that I didn't touch up yet. So we'll go ahead and touch it up now. All right, and that's already looking a little better. All right, and touch up that area right there. All right, and there you go. That looks good. All right, so let's get back to what we're doing while my OCD kicked in again and I got sidetracked. All right, so we're gonna go sell this tractor, but also probably clean that up as well. Landscaping, painting, and let's get this texture all around certain parts of the building, just for uniformity. So I'm gonna paint all that over. Looks better already. All right. And also, while I'm coming through here, I also need to check on the status of my other fields. I think this field needs, yeah, pH value is okay. I'm not going to mess with that. Nitrogen. This, I could probably run the fertilizer spreader over this field. I think I also had a field that needed to be weeded as well. Definitely need to run the fertilizer spreader over this one. Yeah, I think there was one more. I think this is this field here. Yeah, the sugar beet field, and that's field 55. So we're gonna go handle that as well. We'll start with the field that needed to be sprayed with herbicide first. And I think that was field 40 over there in my oat field. Alright, so we're taking this McCormick to the shop, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at trading this bad boy in and switching over to Kubota branded equipment. But the Kubota branded stuff is still mostly low powered, smaller machinery for the most part. But we're going to grab the largest Kubota branded tractor that's in the game, coming from the Kubota DLC. And actually, yeah, we'll go ahead and trade the weight in as well and just get a new weight. Repair, sell. It's only got 36 hours on it, but hey. Yeah, we'll sell the McCormick, so we repair it first because you can get the max price. Although the very max price would be if I repainted it too, but it cost me half the price. But well, let's just for theoretical purposes, we'll do it for this one. But the repaint costs in this game are crazy. I think that's something that they also need to look at tweaking a little bit. I think, even though I don't know, I can't speak because I'm not a farmer. I don't know how realistic it is. I had an uncle that did body work for vehicles, and he actually has in his career did paint other equipment other than just cars and trucks. But even when he worked for a shop before he went to work for himself, he never charged some of these crazy prices. But of course, that was in the 80s and 90s. And of course, I'm dating myself there. But still, I'd have to have a dialogue with somebody that actually does this stuff to see how realistic these prices are. In my humble opinion, I don't think they are that realistic. But hey, we'll go ahead and do, just for amusement purposes, go ahead and pay for the repaint, and that bumped the value up to 73,000. Wow. Okay, so that might have been worth it then. Interesting. All right. So now, if we sell it back, we're gonna get, although it cost us 24,000 to repaint it. So, and I'm not a math guy, but you can subtract the 24 from the 73, and that puts you at what, 50 something thousand. Excuse me. Apologies for the voice there. We'll go ahead and sell this back, and we got 73,000 off of that. And now let's walk over to the shop. And we're gonna go to tractors, and I think the largest Kubota is under the medium tractors, so we're looking for the Kubota M8. And that's the largest Kubota that's available in the game from the Kubota DLC pack. And I love partial to American branded tires, so I'm gonna, most of the time when they're available, go for either the Michelins or the Continentals. In this case, in most cases, I'll go for the Michelins. Let's see, wheel setup. These are the options. I can have standard wheel weights, wide tires and weights, rear twins, rear twin wheels 2, twin wheels 2, narrow tires, and standard. And so we'll go with the default wheel weight setup and standard. And I may come back and opt for the narrows as well, because there are some scenarios where I would use that as well. Although right now that it doesn't come into play, because I think I got crop destruction turned off for this particular playthrough, but I'll double check on that. But I'm pretty sure I do. We'll keep we won't put a front weight on the front. We'll go with a 3-point on the front. Front load attacher, Kubota. The options are Kubota or no, and we'll definitely want to keep that on there. And then we want to go with the most powerful engine options that's available, and that's the M8 201. That's an additional $10,000, and that bumps our price up to $179 now. We're going to go ahead and have the precision farming crop sensor option added to the tractor as well. That's adds an additional $14,000 to the price, but that provides gives us more accurate readings on our crop conditions for when using this tractor for crop work for precision farming. So yes, and license plate, we'll change that to, let's go up to top, because actually I don't know what number I should be on now. I believe this is number 5. It should be, and we'll keep that back only. Okay. All right. Looking at double checking everything if I have all the options that I want. So that'll set me back $193,950, and we'll go ahead and buy the M8. Yes, we do want to purchase it, and so now that's available at the shop. And the next thing we want to look at to go with our shiny new tractor is we'll also need a weight for said tractor, even though we did purchase a version of the tractor with wheel weights. And let's see here, I'm not memorizing off the top of the head what mods I have here, so I'm going to go through those first to see if one of the weights I want to use is one of the modded weights versus the base game weights. I'm trying to see here, minimal weights mod. I'm not sure what that was. I gotta go back and look at that. I think that was for a lot. I think the minimal weights pack is a pack that allows you to add weights to uh, tractors that don't have base game tractors that don't have the 3-point on the front of the tractors, if I'm not mistaken. But I have to double check that. And I got a John Deere slice weight that doesn't go right with the Kubota. The lightweight is a mod that adds a weight onto the tractor, but the weight also has built-in lights. Okay, I got the PT30, the YFRO, the LW105, which allows the capacity to carry liquids, fuel, water, milk, or diesel. I think that is right. Yeah. A New Holland 850 kilogram weight, the self-made weight. So we'll go with the lightweight, but we're definitely going to have to change the colors up to something more along the lines of a Kubota theme. If we have something more closer to that, metallic orange, chrome orange, that looks too. Yeah, we'll go with the because they don't seem to have any non-metallics there, do we? Alright, we'll just keep it all orange. Hopefully that doesn't look super weird. If not, we may have to go back and address that. Yeah, keep the diesel standard. Beacon, where is that at? Oh, that's the beacon on the weight. 9. That kind of looks weird having a beacon on the weight, so I don't think we'll do that. Lighting shadows. Yep. And lighting standard, front only, front and sides, back only, back and sides, no sides, no lighting. We'll just do standard for now. Because the night work doesn't come through good on these videos when I upload them to YouTube. I don't know how much night work I do, but we'll give this a go for right now. All right, and let's see, let's do 500. Let's do 500 because we got weights on the back wheels already, so we don't need to go too crazy on the weight. We'll go ahead and buy that 1400. And I don't like the way the colors kind of go together. They kind of clash. That doesn't even look anywhere close to the Kubota orange. All right. That's the setup we're going to go roll with for right now. I may come back and retake the weight in the future. All right. And we're going to take our little brand new Kubota back. Oops. And I forgot what else I was supposed to be doing just that quick. We still have some yard work we need to get into. Excuse me, some field work we need to get into. So let's start with the spraying. So let's go into tools. We want to go to our sprayers. And we don't need anything too significant right now, so we go with the smaller sprayer from the Kubota equipment pack. Get the 28-meter version. Capacity standard, that's all good. Spot spraying, sure. Everything else can stay as is. We'll lease that. We have liquid fertilizer on the farm already, so we just need to drive down to the farm and pick up the liquid fertilizer that we already have available on the farm. And then we can go to field 47 and commence the spraying. So let's just take this back to the farm first of all. And there's another, I need to check on my productions in my factory as well and see how everything's going there, and if there's any products that I need to sell, or I can sell right now. So I'll do that momentarily. All right. First thing is first, let's go over to our herbicide containers and fill the sprayer up accordingly. All right, and that looks good. And we'll go over to field 40. I said 47 earlier. I meant correction. I mean field 40. And you can see the weed in the field. So we're going to unfold the sprayer. And I'm just going to hire a worker on to kind of knock that task out real quick. And there he goes, taking out the signs. No consideration for public property whatsoever, huh? Alrighty. I think it's coming up on screenshot time. So let's go to the menu so I can get to the right spot. So we want to go to hide the help window for the moment. And let's kind of pop in and see if we can get us a good screenshot. Alrighty. And one more for good measure. Let's see, right about there. And I accidentally pressed the wrong button and fired the worker. but it's all good. Let's go. I'll manually go and touch up the areas that the worker already missed. My apologies, gang. I don't I don't know what's going on with my throat right now. But I'll try to push through it through the last half of the stream tonight. And we'll do this last section of the field manually. All right, task complete. And this is the only field we have at this time that needed to be weeded, to be sprayed, I should say. So we can go ahead and unload the sprayer. Okay, why? Actually, let's do unload. So we got 3. Weird how we got 3 and we started out originally with 2. Let's see if we can kind of consolidate this. Nah, that's still excuse me, gonna leave us with 3 containers. So we're still gonna have 3 containers no matter how you slice it. So let's see if I can kind of move them around a little bit. And yes, I'm being lazy right now. Instead of going and grab my my big bag lifter or a set of forks. But this is working, so it's all in the plan. All right, that looks good for now. So I don't have any other need for the sprayer right now, so we can go ahead and return that back to the shop. So we'll go back to leased items, sprayers, and you can return the Kubota XMS 218 back to the shop. All right. And now we need to get into our fertilizer operations. And this is another area that I'm probably looking at making some changes to. Yeah, I think I will, keeping with the Kubota theme, And this is another great mod that I love also by 82 Studios. It's a lizard farming fertilizer spreader, ground driven 6 tons. This is also by 82 Studios, and we can go and take a look at it now, going into our own items, fertilizer spreaders. And it has a 9,000 liter capacity, and if we go look at it in the shop, you can see some of the other benefits of it as well. And there it is as well. And you can have it configured with the standard or the extension, which will bring you up to the 9,000 liter, which is what we have it set at now. And you can also have extension number 2, or you could have another extension that brings you up to 25,000 liters. And your spread width can either be 15 or 24 meters. Alright. But again, I kind of want to get into the world of Kubota equipment, so I'm going to trade this in for a Kubota branded spreader. And we want to still see if we can come to a compromise on a piece of equipment where I'm not losing out that much on the spreader capacity, because while this spreader may not have the widest width at 24 meters, the 9,000 liters of storage capacity is pretty hard to beat. So we're going to take this to the shop and sell it and purchase a Kubota branded spreader of some type, but we'll look at it when we get to the shop and see what our options are. All right. So we made it to the shop, and I'm going to go ahead and drop off the spreader. And go into the menu, and we'll go ahead and repaint it, repair, and then sell. And we got $23,235 off of that resale from which to work with. So now let's go into fertilizer spreaders and let's see what our options are. And these are some of the mods I have installed. I have the Amazon ZGTS 10001. I forget who the mod maker. I don't have memorized off the top of my head who is the mod maker for this particular mod, but this is another great mod as far as fertilizer spreaders go. It's just it's a little bit on the pricey side, but as far as your capacity goes, that's another one that's really hard to beat with your 18,500 liters and your 42 meter spread width. All right, and another great favorite mod of mine is the Brito F2WS 4000. Again, my apologies for not being able to cite who the mod maker is right at the moment. And this one has a 4,000 liter capacity, but a 42 meter spread width. But again, since we're looking for a Kubota kit, this is what we want to do. This is from the Kubota equipment pack, and this is a mod. It's the Kubota DSXW geospread is 26,000, and as you can see from below, it has a capacity of between 39,000 to 10,000 liters. 42 meter spread width, does both fertilizer and lime, and that's what we want. And we want the XL capacity, so that puts us up to the 10,000 liters, which is awesome. And we'll stay with the standard configurations. Otherwise, we'll go with the new Kubota lease decals instead of the classic. But that's the classic Kubota. But you can have the options are new, which is the current Kubota logos, old school Kubota, or no logos at all, and we'll go with the new. And we'll go ahead and buy this, and we're good to go there. So we just need to go grab some fertilizer and get to spreading. And since I have fertilizer silo at the farm as well as the fertilizer production chain, there's no need to buy fertilizer from the shop because we have plenty of fertilizer available. So we're going to go pick the fertilizer up first, and then we'll go to the fields that need the additional fertilizer work and go ahead and get that process started. And again, I'm kind of partial to all the Kubota branded equipment because this is stuff that I see more often in real life. In fact, there's a Kubota dealer not too far from my home. And again, I'm here in the United States, so I don't have see much of the European versions of the Kubota equipment, but I do see some of the more of the smaller Kubota pieces of equipment here in the U.S. And I'm in the southeast region of the U.S. Alright, so let's go ahead and fill up on the fertilizer. Gotta turn the menu back on so I can see what's going on. Start filling. Alright, so we have maxed out at 10,000 liters, and we can go to our other farms and get to spreading. So we'll take a little shortcut here. We're coming in from the side, and we'll start with what field is this? This is field 53. And again, I don't have crop destruction on right now, so having narrow tires or not really has no impact on me running through the field right now, thankfully. But we'll go ahead and just run a fertilizer pass over here, and I'll just do this manually. Okay, I still don't know why it's not showing in the green. It's only showing in the orange for whatever reason. What is going on there? That's weird. Why is it not putting me in the green? I'm not understanding. Alright. Alright, I have the automatic application rate set. Alright, so I don't quite understand what's going on there. But we'll roll with it for now. This precision farming is still does some little odd, quirky things to me that I don't still have a full understanding yet. Because this should be putting me in the green and not keeping me in the orange. Alright. But we'll just roll with it for right now and see how it comes out. I don't know why it's not taking me up to the proper nitrogen level that I need to be at for it to be at the optimal level. Alright. And next we'll do the adjacent field, and that's field 54. And then finally we'll go to do the same on field 55. And see, it's put me in the green on field 54. So I don't quite understand why the adjacent field was only raised to orange but not to green. But as I've said on previous streams before, we're learning as we go, and we can continue to learn together and grow together and know together. So we'll get it all figured out, but that's part of why you play the game. And the spread width of this meter is not quite enough for me to cover the entire field in 2 passes, so I will need to make 3 passes to get the entire width of the field. Alright, one more pass and that should finish it off. And I have the sprayer set to dispense the fertilizer utilizing the automatic application rate. So it's theoretically going to dispense just the right amount of fertilizer that's needed for the field to be at the optimal level. Alright, so we're done here, and we're going to move on to field 55 and just keep moving right along through. And again, just making sure we hit every spot on the field. And with a 42 meter spray width, this makes this process go a lot faster. And again, I'm just going to follow, for the most part, follow along the edges of the field and then come back to the center. That's probably the most efficient way to hit it. And just come back through dead center, and that should cover everything. All right. Deactivate. And just turn that off temporarily so I can make sure I touch all the areas of the field. Whoops. Hit the wrong button there. Turn it back on. Make sure we got it all. Activate automatic application rate. Turn it off. All right. And so everything's in the green. So now if we go into our precision farming menu and take a look at the fields, let's see what we're doing on the environmental score. Nitrogen is showing as 21.1, and if we look at the fields, one's at 62 and one's at 57. Oddly enough, I don't still understand. All right, what's holding the tillage back on? Well, this field hasn't been tilled yet. That's right. So we know what's going on there. But I have tilled this one, and I did till 55, so that's why they're where they are. I didn't want to till 57 yet until after I harvested the crop that was already on the field. But the nitrogen bars haven't updated for whatever reason. But for right now, I have laid down all the nitrogen that I can. If you walk through the field, you see it says perfect. So and again, some of the information that you get from precision farming is conflicting at times and a bit confusing, but I'm still trying to play through it a few times on different playthroughs that can kind of get a better understanding of how some of those game concepts work. All right, so for this setup here, we got the pH value is good, nitrogen is perfect, expected yield 99%, yield potential is 100%, so we're pretty close to where we need to be on that one. Same thing for this field, good and perfect. So we're done here. So we can go unload. Well, actually, we don't need to unload the fertilizer spreader, but we just take this whole setup back to the farm, and we're done with our field work for today. And I think that really completes all the tasks that we can take care of for today. I need to just double check on my productions to see if there's anything that's ready to be sold for right now. As we're, in the month of May. But let me drive over here and just check these fields just for good measure. Sugarcane is growing. pH perfect, nitrogen perfect, expected yield 89, 89. Alright. And pH is perfect, nitrogen is perfect for my oat field. And let's go check out my next two fields. here we are, and this is my wheat field. And unfortunately, I missed my window for as far as rolling is concerned for this field. Or I could have had my expected yield number up to an even higher number. And now it's too late to roll, so this field's eternally going to say needs rolling. But if I was to run a roller over this field right now, it wouldn't change the status of this field and wouldn't have any impact on the yield for this field. But this field is in the best shape right now out of all my fields as far as expected yield, and yield potential is still at 113%, 112, 113%, even though I missed my opportunity for as rolling goes. And the yield potential is up to 125% if I was to max it all the way out. And lastly, let's go take a look at my grapevines. Alright, here we are at my grapevines. And again, they also say need rolling, but there's no roller, at least as I understand it right now, that's designed to fit between hedgerows, or I would run a roller through here. But I am able to do a lot of the other operations through the hedgerows, but right now we're okay here. The pH is perfect. Nitrogen is perfect. Nice, huh? And the expected yield here is 123. Yield potential is 125. So the grape is actually the best one as it stands right now. All right, and so I think we're done now. So now we'll actually take the tractor to the farm. Excuse me, and again, my apologies for the issues I'm having with my throat tonight. Instead of unloading, we'll actually fill this baby up to the max, so it'll be ready for when we need it again. Although the next time I probably need it again, it'll probably be for liming operations instead of fertilizing operations. And I'm still kind of bouncing around in my brain whether I want to go ahead and still a deer or keep it around for a little while at least. I'm not entirely sure at this point. Alright, let's close the gate. Alright. And like I said, let's go ahead and take a look at our productions and see if we have, well, first let's go to our prices screen and see if we have any products that's has optimal pricing in May. Grapes has the best prices in May. Olives. Um, Wool is actually has its best prices in April and May. So we'll take a peek at our wool and see if we have enough wool that's worth selling right now. As well as diesel. And let's see. Olive oil, if we had some, would be best sold in June. Canola is in November. Sunflower is in September. Raisins in September. Grape juice is January. And we have the lettuce, tomatoes, and strawberries to automatically sell or distribute. Chocolates in January. We don't have any wood production chains. We do have a solid fertilizer production chain, and it'd be best to sell that in the month of September if we needed to. But right now, we're fine with what we have. But if I need to sell some, I can sell that at any time. But those are the best months to sell fertilizers in June, in September, then June, and then May. And my manure and slurry, I have those going into my mini BJ for production of digestate. Lime, I don't really sell. I use that on the farm. So it looks like we're pretty good on our productions. But let me double check a few more things. At least as far as the production sales are concerned. All right, well, let's go up to our bakery and see how we're doing there. If we have any things we need as far as inputs for the bakery, for the dairy. Nothing there. Chocolate's good and everything. We don't have anything in the oil mill for producing from the oil mill. So we need to look at either getting some sunflowers for sunflower oil or canola for the canola oil. And we don't have any olives, so we're not going to have that. We're growing grapes right now, so we'll soon have grapes for the production of raisins and grape juice. And the grain mill is chugging away with a flour production, wheat flour, and that one we have 225,811 liters of wheat already there, so that one's good to go. And sugar cane is kind of maxed out. We're actually producing more sugar cane currently, so we could sell that just to kind of release the pressure off of the sugar mill if need be. Let's see here. And all of my greenhouses are set to distribute or sell accordingly. So we don't need to do anything with them. Okay, we do have some line production that we could have going. I didn't realize that such was the case, so I'm gonna turn that back on until all the 7,000 liters of stone are turned into lime. And Let's see, sugar. All right. You could turn that one off because I currently don't have any canola oil, so there's no production there. Grape juice. It's good. Lettuce is good. Strawberries is maxed out. Alrighty. But soon we need to unload some solid fertilizer from this production. And then probably sell off the rest. And egg shipping is looking good. Wool shipping is looking good. Industrial bakery is good to go. Now the BGA has exhausted all the manure, so we can go ahead and turn that off for now. We have 50,586 liters of electric charge, 281 liters of methane, and 16,862 liters of digestate currently stored in the mini BGA. Alright, the sheeps are good. So it looks like we're good to go with everything we need to take care of for today. So we can actually move on to day 2 of May. So I'm going to hop on over to the farmhouse and we're going to go ahead and advance the day to the day 2 in May. Alright, and here we are on day 2 in May. And let's get into it. And I think the proper way to start it off, just to go ahead and get that knocked out of the way first, is let's just first and foremost just take care of the horses first before we get into any other activities. And I think that's just the best way to do it when I roll into a new day going forward. If I can get on you and just get the horse riding out of the way first and foremost. And I was also kind of bouncing around in my head, kind of reworking my setup for the horse barn, maybe moving it back away from the road and kind of aligning the setup a little bit better to see if we could kind of smooth out some of the bumps in that area as well. I don't think we'll have time to get into that on the stream tonight, but that may be something I'll consider doing for the next live stream. Because we're coming up close to the end of tonight's stream, right? So as well, so maybe that's something I'll look at doing for the next live. Now I also need to kind of take a look at some of the other fields around the map, because I have enough money now where I could definitely look at expanding my farm's operations, or even acquiring some new equipment and doing some different things. Alright, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. Jump the fence. Good girl, good girl. Alright. Let's go with this horse now. This is Spirit. And same deal, let's go. And again, the way that I typically ride my horses is I ride them out in a direct path away from the horse barn to I get to about 50%, and then I turn around and head back to the barn. And by the time I get back to the barn, we're typically at 100% or very close to it. All right, we're coming up on the last 10 minutes of the stream, and it looks like we're going to finish up with the horses tonight and getting started on our field work, excuse me, our yard work. For day 2 in May, and we'll pick up from there with both our yard work and our field work when we come back into the next stream. But we'll see where we end at exactly, though. Okay. And we rode this one yet? No, not. Stop moving. All right, Yankee. All right, let's go. And like I said, with these live streams, I'm still very new to this. I'm still kind of learning what is my comfort zone, what do the people want to see and hear, what do I like, what do they like, and we'll all learn, know, and grow together. And eventually I get to a style that the people love and that I love to do, and we'll continue to grow and see where this thing goes. And all of my Twitch lives, I upload them to YouTube in their entirety with little to no edits. If that becomes a thing where I need to start making more edits to my lives before I post them to YouTube, I will do in the future, but we'll see how it all goes. And at some point, as I continue to expand and go, grow. I'm going to look into purchasing a capture card and just doing my lives outside of Twitch or YouTube, and just make my recordings and edit them offline and then post them online to YouTube, and that way I have a more concise and professional looking package. Because again, I play on Xbox Series X, and for whatever reason, Xbox doesn't provide some of the tools to streamers that PlayStation does. Like PlayStation has the whole share factory set up, but for whatever reason, Xbox hasn't focused on that aspect for their gamers. Now they have focused on Game Pass, but that's of benefits to the gamers as well, but it's also more benefits to the corporation. But in my humble opinion, they also need to do some more work on the tools as far as for streamers and streaming as well, and their support for that. And Microsoft has a lot of hits as far as the things that they provide for support for gamers. I haven't read this horse yet. But if there's one area of weakness that they really do have, it's when it comes to the support for streamers and video editing and and those type of applications for us console gamers. PlayStation is the application support that PlayStation provides for the gamers as compared to Xbox is just pales in comparison. But hopefully in the future, Team Xbox will also make some improvements there. Alright, we're coming up on the last 4 minutes of the stream. And I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in and thank you for your continued support. You can find me on various social media platforms, Bose831 Gaming on pretty much all of them, whether that's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or Twitch. It's Bose831 Gaming. Bose831 Gaming on Instagram, Bose831 Gaming on Twitter, Bose831 Gaming on Twitch, Bose831 Gaming on YouTube. Continue to like, comment, and subscribe to all of my content. Also, I'm bouncing around doing some maybe shorter series on some other games. There's a lot of other stuff I like to play, including a game I really like that I haven't gotten into in a while, but I want to get back into it. Is a strategy game called Stellaris. That's a space strategy sim, but it's very complex and deep. And I also just started getting back into playing a little of a State of Decay 2. I definitely probably do some content on that game as well. But again, if you want to see me do some of that, I'll be happy to add that to the collection and maybe look at getting a series going on that as well. Alright, so the horses are all good to go as far as the riding goes. We just need to make sure everybody's clean. Alright, I think that's everybody, right? Yep. So horses are good to go, so we can hop over to our TLX. Grab some chicken feed. Some barley chicken feed. And take that over to our chickens. If I can find the trigger. Okay, why is the trigger? Oh, there it is. I was like, why is the trigger not popping? Alright, so we're good to go with the chickens. And next up is our greenhouses. And we'll start with the seeds as usual. And this looks like where we're going to end it. So let me go ahead and drop the seeds off. And again, thanks everyone for your support and for tuning in. Bose831 Gaming. And like I always say, if you're not having fun doing what you do, then what are you doing? Thanks for watching and tuning in. And I will catch you on the flip side. Have a great night, people.